Welcome to Howard Brown Barber and Beauty Institute. Today we are doing the review for implements, tools, and equipment. Let's begin. What appliance would be used to perform finishing and styling work on your clients? Razors, brushes, combs, blow dryer. If you chose D, blow dryer, you are correct. Choosing the right implement or tool for the job will depend on your understanding of the items, manufacturer, functions, guidelines, accessories. If you chose B, functions, you are correct. What type of combs are slightly flexible and durable, but can deteriorate if left in a disinfectant over an extended time? Hard rubber, graphite, metal, combs made from carbon materials. If you chose A, hard rubber, you are correct. What type of combs are preferable for detangling, creating styling effects, or distributing product through the hair? Narrow tooth, combination tooth, wide tooth, fine tooth. If you chose C, wide tooth, you are correct. A blank is an effective choice for combing through textured or tightly curled hair. Tail comb, taper comb, flat handle comb, hair pick. If you chose D, hair pick, you are correct. A round brush is used for creating volume, detangling dry hair, detangling wet hair, general drying. If you chose A, creating volume, you are correct. If you wanted a comb that was anti-static, what material would it be made from? Metal, hard rubber, carbon, graphite. If you chose C, carbon, you are correct. Which shears are made by working heated metal into a finished shape through the processes of hammering or compression? German, forged, French, cast. If you chose B, forged, you are correct. Barbers often choose the French style shear because its disposable blade eliminates honing. It facilitates shear over comb cutting. It is less expensive. The tang helps to ensure balance and control during cutting. If you chose D, the tang helps to ensure balance and control during cutting, you are correct. What type of blade consists of a convex blade that has a bevel ground onto the blade edge? Semi-convex, beveled edge, convex, hollow ground. If you chose A, semi-convex, you are correct. With shear blades, what part of the blade does the cutting? Point, tang, cutting edge, shank. If you chose C, cutting edge, you are correct. Which of the following shear parts controls the distance between the blades? Bumper, shank, tension screw, thumb grip. If you chose C, tension screw, you are correct. What handle design has a shorter thumb shank to reduce overextension and is considered to be more ergonomically correct? Offset, opposing, angle, crow. If you chose A, offset, you are correct. Blank shears create patterns and texture in hair. Texturizing, chunking, thinning, blending. If you chose B, chunking, you are correct. The finger tang is where your little finger can rest to control larger amounts of hair, manipulate the moving blade of the shears, prevent the grips from touching when the shears are completely closed, relieve pressure on your nerves and tendons. If you chose D, relieve pressure on your nerves and tendons, you are correct. When holding shears, do not allow the finger grip to slide past the second knuckle, or you will strain your arm, lose control of the finger tang, lose control of the shears, strain your hand. If you chose C, lose control of the shears, you are correct. When holding shears, you should insert the tip of your thumb into the thumb grip no further than your second knuckle, cuticle, first knuckle, the tip of your nail. If you chose B, cuticle, you are correct. You should practice opening and closing shears, using only the blank to manipulate the moving blade of the shears. Thumb, little finger, index finger, wrist. If you chose A, thumb, you are correct. Palming the shears is when the shears are closed and resting in the palm while you disinfect the shears, sharpen the shears, cut the hair, comb the hair. If you chose D, comb the hair, you are correct. What procedure allows the first two fingers of one hand free to control the hair and the shear hand is then free to cut the hair section? Stropping the razor, transferring and palming the comb, honing the razor, palming the shears. If you chose B, transferring and palming the comb, you are correct. What tool is used for finish and detail work? Adjustable blade clippers, metal combs, detachable blade clippers, outliners. If you chose D, outliners, you are correct. Adjustable blade clippers have adjustable blades that are affixed to the unit with clipper guards, hanger loop, screws, bumper. If you chose C, screws, you are correct. An electric clipper with a pivot motor would be used to cut what type of hair? Thick, coarse, or damp? All types. Thick and dry, dry and fine. If you chose A, thick, coarse, or damp, you are correct. In what type of electric clipper motor do the blades pull in one direction? Pivot, universal, rotary, magnetic. If you chose D, magnetic, you are correct. Clipper blades are usually made of high-quality carbon steel or graphite, ceramic, hard rubber, plastic. If you chose B, ceramic, you are correct. What are clipper guards also known as? Attachment combs, hair shapers, blending shears, edgers. If you chose A, attachment combs, you are correct. The technique used by barbers to hold the clipper is most often determined by the style of the clipper, manufacturer's instructions, section of the head they are working on, hairstyle. If you chose C, section of the head they are working on, you are correct. A general rule to follow is for the barber to hold the clippers in a manner that permits the closest cut, uniformity within the cut, faster and more precise hair cutting, free wrist movement. If you chose D, free wrist movement, you are correct. What is the razor of choice for professional barbering? Trimmer, straight, safety, edger. If you chose B, straight, you are. You should avoid judging a razor simply on color or design, quality, other barbers' recommendations, manufacturer. If you chose A, color or design, you are correct. What type of razor tends to be used almost exclusively in the barbershop because it helps to maintain infection control standards? Hair shaper, conventional straight razor, changeable blade straight razor, razor shaper. If you chose C, changeable blade straight razor, you are correct. The method for replacing the blade in a changeable razor will vary depending on the model, procedure, shave, holding technique. If you chose A, model, you are correct. If the razor handle is in a straightened position with the thumb and first two fingers almost touching at the shank, this is the technique for stropping, honing, shaving, hair cutting. If you chose D, hair cutting, you are correct. If the ball of the thumb and first two fingers are positioned on the flat side of the shanks with the handle pivoted up to allow the little finger to rest on the tang, this is the technique for shaving, honing, hair cutting, stropping. If you chose A, shaving, you are correct. Which of the following positions gives the most control of the razor when honing and stropping? The ball of the thumb supports the razor at the bottom of the shank, and the little finger rests on the tang with the first two or three fingers at the top of the shank. The ball of the thumb and first two fingers are positioned on the flat side of the shanks with the handle pivoted up to allow the little finger to rest on the tang. The ball of the thumb and first two fingers are positioned on the flat sides of the shank with the handle in a straight position. The razor handle is in a straightened position with the thumb and first two fingers almost touching at the shank. If you chose C, the ball of the thumb and first two fingers are positioned on the flat sides of the shank with the handle in a straight position, you are correct. When a razor is properly blank, it acquires the degree of hardness required for a good cutting edge. Finished, balanced, tempered, sized. If you chose C, tempered, you are correct. Which of the following refers to the weight and length of the blade relative to that of the handle? Razor size, razor grind, razor temper, razor balance. If you chose D, razor balance, you are correct. What is used to grind the steel and impart an effective cutting edge to the razor's blade? Temper, strop, hone, grind. If you chose C, hone, you are correct. A keen razor edge has fine teeth and tends to dig into a thumbnail without any cutting power, with a smooth, steady grip, with a jerky feeling, with a harsh, grating sound. If you chose B, with a smooth, steady grip, you are correct. The direction of the blade edge in stropping is the reverse of that used in honing, stroking, bracing, edging. If you chose A, honing, you are correct. What pace is preferred when stropping? Slow, uneven, fast, moderate. If you chose D, moderate, you are correct. What type of chairs are typically smaller in design and do not usually have a headrest? Motorized, hydraulic, styling, Barber. If you chose C, styling, you are correct. What type of towels may be preferred for shampooing and chemical services because of their absorbent qualities? Synthetic, terry cloth, paper, vinyl. If you chose B, terry cloth, you are correct. Blank soap is used in electric latherizers. Liquid cream, soft, vegetable, hard. If you chose A, liquid cream, you are correct. Which of the following requires the use of a stove to heat it? Electric flat iron, pressing brush, electric curling iron, conventional Marcel iron. If you chose D, conventional Marcel iron, you are correct. What machine introduces water-soluble products into the skin during a facial? Electrotherapy, Tesla, galvanic, high frequency. If you chose C, galvanic, you are correct. What method is no longer considered a safe and sanitary option for loose hair removal? Paper neck strips, neck dusters, vacuum systems, paper towels. If you chose B, neck dusters, you are correct. What hair removal method may not facilitate a thorough dusting? Paper neck strips, vacuum systems, cloth towels, paper towels. If you chose A, paper neck strips, you are correct. What type of towel would you use for a towel wrap? Pre-steamed, neck duster, styling, 100% cotton terry cloth. If you chose D, 100% cotton terry cloth, you are correct. How should you grasp the towel for a towel wrap? Tautly, loosely, lengthwise, vertically. If you chose C, lengthwise, you are correct. This concludes this lesson. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you would like more information about our school, please join our community at howardbrownonline.com. Howard Brown, where learning never stops.